Starting this video with a little bit of satire. The definition of satire is the use of humor, irony, exaggeration, or ridicule to expose and criticize people's stupidity and vices. That's right, we're talking about the myth that used items are gross. The satire, I promise, will end and we'll make our way to some useful advice right after. I am sitting in a deluge of used items. Everything in this house has been used by someone else and it is gross. There is a real threat to our existence because everything has been touched by another human. Here's a little quiz. We are going to evaluate the threat that used stuff poses to our lives. Number 1. Have you ever eaten a meal at a restaurant? Maybe? Never? Unsure? All of the above? Have you ever tried clothes in a store? Of course I have. Never. Only if they don't touch my skin. No, I'm too claustrophobic to get into a dressing room. Number 3. Have you ever stayed in a hotel? Does a motel count? Yes. Most definitely yes. I'd rather not say. I've never stayed in a hotel. If you answered yes to any of the above questions, you, my dear human, have touched used things.
Is harmful, dangerous, gross, disgusting, and should never be promoted.
That fork that you ate with was probably used by hundreds, if not thousands of people before. And that bed that you flung on has been flung on by many, many a folk. I do alert you of these scenarios because most of this can be prevented. You could bring your own mattress to a hotel. If JetBlue lets you fly with a mattress, probably. Oh, if you go to a restaurant, do not forget to bring your utensils, your plates, the napkins, the high chairs, the tables, whatever that you feel comfortable you wouldn't want to use used. Real talk, here stops the satire. I really wanted to bring a point across because I've heard this so many times that we cannot have used stuff. I do not want that used car. I have to have the most brand new car, brand new house, brand new clothes, brand new furniture, and brand new everything. There is a cost to buying every single thing new. Clothes, the fast fashion, new cars, new phones, cameras, they are destroying our environment and also our wallets. So it's okay to use used items and buy things secondhand. There is data that suggests that if everyone on this planet were to buy one used item of clothing per year, millions of cars being on road could be offset. So we have to start getting over the grossness of used items. It is extremely good for this planet and for our wallets, and it's an important lesson we need to teach our kids. Here's certain things that you can do to grab your used items. There is no shame in buying secondhand phones, secondhand camera gear. This camera that I'm recording is secondhand because I did not want to buy more new technology as it's very damaging to the environment. Here are some of the ways to obtain free stuff. Number 1, free stuff on the side of the road. If you were to pick up something that you found useful on the side of the road, you are helping this item not go into trash and not go into the landfill and clog it even more. I'm not saying that you should pick up everything that is rotting or molding, not at all, but there are so many good quality items that people just don't have the time to dispose of properly, and maybe they were moving and then they kept everything that was extra that didn't fit into some certain trucks on the curbside, and you could just always give it a bird's eye view and get that item for free if you already wanted. Of course, I'm not saying pick up things from the street that you should not even be having in your house in the first place and you just got it because this was kind of like free shopping and you're doing it for the endorphins. Please do not do that. But if there is something that you find that you've been intentionally looking for, it's not the worst place to get items from. Number 2, and this one is my favorite, hand-me-downs. I have been famous in my circle of friends. I have told everybody that I welcome hand-me-downs for myself, for my entire family, my kids. So please, if there is something that you'd rather just throw away or donate into Goodwill, we'll talk about Goodwill just in a moment, but if you were to donate, I would be happy to take them, especially if it's certain clothing that my babies are going to be at the age for and I don't have to buy new items for them. Fun fact, so far for baby number 2, I haven't bought a single piece of clothing and I'm proud of it. Most of it came pretty much from one friend, and I also volunteer in the community for a clothing exchange where volunteers can pick up whatever is in the donations, and we actually sort it properly so that low-income families can come and get things that their family really needs. Third, the Buy Nothing Project, one of my very favorites. These are some local Facebook groups that you'll find in your own city, in your own area, and you can join. The moderators will ask you where exactly you live, so you'll be in the group that is relevant location-wise. That way you don't have to travel too far to get the items. And this is a gifting economy, so you can only gift, no trades, no barters, nothing. All you have to do is keep gifting to the group, and whoever from that, whichever member needs the items that you're posting can come and take it for free, and items just keep circulating in the community. I love the Buy Nothing group. I have gotten a baby monitor and a multitude of other items from them. Number 4, the Thrift Store. Some of the examples are Goodwill, Salvation Army, or boutique thrift stores. I am not a really big fan of going into these stores just because it's really overwhelming, the amount of stuff that they have, and it's very hard for me to find things. I actually prefer going to boutique thrift stores because they have a little bit more curated collection. The items can be expensive, but they are of much higher quality. This is not a buy nothing project, so you do have to pay, but it is still a lot less amount of money, and you are using secondhand items, so you are recirculating and not creating more demand for things like clothes and fast fashion that add more stress to the sweatshops. Number 5 is Craigslist, and nowadays Facebook Marketplace. You could find so many items on these websites. Facebook Marketplace is a very curated and targeted list, so if you search something on Facebook Marketplace, they will start recommending you similar items, so it becomes really easy. And even if you list something, they will be showing that item to targeted members, and you can sell almost anything on Facebook Marketplace. The craziest thing that I ever sold was this huge foosball table that I had. I bought it for $1,000, and 7 years later I sold it for $1,000, and that was all thanks to Facebook Marketplace. So definitely look at Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace for anything secondhand. Before ordering on Amazon, do take a look at your Facebook Marketplace, which is local to you, if somebody else already has that item. I have even had some people ship a tiny little microphone or something that won't cost a lot in shipping, but I'm using secondhand technology, so I'm not putting extra strain on the ecosystem. And the last one is garage sales or flea markets. I love garage sales and moving sales, but that's not to say that I'm going there every weekend wasting my time, because it can get really overwhelming. Shopping is the last thing that I want to do with my time. I do not like it, and I do not want to add more items to my house at all. So garage sales is something that I kind of stay away from, but I've still also found some reasonable items over there, like picture frames for 50 cents each, and any other home decor or electronics items that I might need. Sometimes you'll find something like a really nice ice cream maker which has never been used. It was brand new because it was given to them as a wedding gift and they never used it, and it's out there on a garage sale for $10 instead of $100 on Amazon. And this way I'm just making sure that they are not trashing all of these items in the landfill, but I'm truly using something with intention that I've been wanting anyway, and I'm not making an Amazon purchase. Especially now that I live on an island, I want to make as few Amazon purchases as possible. They have to spend so much fuel to ship those items over to the island, so I try to buy local and go to these volunteer events or garage sales or buy from Facebook Marketplace. The last thing I want to say about this is that we just gotta get over it. I do understand that there's a pandemic going on and you might be feeling very unsafe buying secondhand things, but it's no less safe than buying anything that was built in a sweatshop anyway. The working conditions are so hazardous, and there are so many ways that they would be brewing deadly bacteria and viruses in those conditions. So there is nothing much cleaner in buying a new item versus a used item. The most important thing is to buy and consume less. That is the key to having a decluttered home and not feeling like you have to keep up with the Joneses, or you have to have this or that and another shiny object. As much as we can, we should be consuming used items, not putting more strain on the ecosystem, and provide our money and dollars for creating more factory waste and garbage in this world. And not to mention that this is a huge money saver. I don't think I spend nearly as much on Amazon purchases anymore because one, buying secondhand is a little bit harder. It's not just as easy as one click. So I don't pursue items anymore when I have to talk to people and coordinate the time and meet them and pay them in cash. And that makes me think twice even before I make that purchase. So overall, it has been a win-win. I've saved money, I've saved space in my house, and I've done something better for the environment. So next time, if you think that buying secondhand is gross, think twice about it. Think twice about why is it socially acceptable to do all the secondhand activities in a restaurant, but it's not to buy a secondhand car or a couch or a bed. If you found this video helpful and you think that this can make a difference in our world and this environment, please share it with your friends and family and give it a like. Comment down below what are your favorite ways of consuming less and consuming secondhand. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.